I think people should just value other people's opinions. You're not always going to have the same opinions. It's the whole point of freedom of speech. But you just have to go in there when you have that argument, just like, I understand what you're saying, but let me speak my piece. And I hope.
Unless it's about pineapples on pizza, then after that.
Well, we need to have that conversation.
No discussion.
The best thing in the world.
You know what I read the other day, and this is kind of jumping completely off topics, but since we have Jesus here and he's a photographer, the other day I saw that Ariana Grande, somebody took a picture of her, right? Paparazzi, since we were talking about paparazzi a while ago.
Yeah.
And she took that picture and posted it on Instagram. Now that guy's suing her because it's his picture, right? What do you think about that? Like, you're a celebrity. Your body, you just being there is huge, right? Like, if I want you're a celebrity, to be at my house, it's going to cost me, thousands, if not millions of dollars. So who should that picture belong to?
So, again, the paparazzi took the picture, and did Ariana Grande get it from that paparazzi?
Yeah, like, he posted it somewhere, right? She took it and was like, oh, I love this picture of myself. And so she posted it on Instagram.
It was a super simple picture. It was like her walking out, going into her car. But essentially it was showing like what she was wearing, so she posted it herself, yeah.
And so he was suing her because that's his picture, and that's his right.
Mm-hmm.
Is he not just going to sell that picture to somebody else, to a whole bunch of magazines? Why does he sue her?
That's what he's kind of getting into, as far as like, hey, you didn't ask me for permission to post a picture, and or pay me for the picture. But
did he ask permission to take a picture of Ariana Grande?
No, and that's what makes it so interesting, because technically she's out in public.
Right.
We don't, as a government, we can't like copyright ourselves as a human being. So you're welcome to take whatever picture of a person you like, as long as they're out in public, right?
Well,
but it's so crazy because you can't do that with a Coca-Cola bottle. If I take a picture of a Coca-Cola bottle and I post it, Coca-Cola could sue me if I make any money off of it.
Correct.
But if you're a celebrity who, let's take like a Kim Kardashian. If I have Coca-Cola or Kim Kardashian and I want Coca-Cola in my movie, I bet you that it's a lot cheaper to get a Coca-Cola bottle in my movie than it is to get Kim Kardashian in my movie.
Possibly. But my whole thing is on that situation, like, then how is it that you see these people who like prank people and then like they're like, no, I don't want to be like
you. What do you mean?
Like,
what are
you see like I can't remember the people who.
It's just like a show.
Just a show that pranks, right? A show that pranks. You have to have consent.
Yeah, well, you film it afterwards. They do have to sign waivers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then doesn't that fall into the same category? Like, I took a picture of Ariana Grande. I need to have a waiver to be able to show this because this is her.
But he said it was out in public.
Right. I think
so was most of these pranks.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're just avoiding lawsuits, essentially. But if you're out in public, you can take pictures and videograph anybody 18 or older. Like, you don't necessarily have to get anybody's permission. But that's what's just crazy to me is like, it is crazy. You can't, especially as a celebrity, since we've been talking about celebrities, your image is worth thousands of dollars. So you should be able to essentially at one point be able to say like, okay, you can't take pictures of me without my permission. But then that does hurt a lot of paparazzi and photographers.
And that's why most of these celebrities have their actual photographer, like if they're about to walk out. I was watching Brie kind of like watch the deals of like keeping up with Kardashians and stuff like that, and Kim was in Paris with Kanye, and she was that whole week she was gonna promote his like fashion line, essentially, like his clothes. And it's crazy because they had like kind of back scenes, she literally changed into his clothes and knew that there was paparazzi downstairs. She literally just went downstairs and walked and had everyone take pictures of her, obviously, So she has her own photographers that go down there and take pictures of her that she can post, obviously, because she has that control over it. So she kind of doesn't have to worry about that stuff. But it is crazy how both sides kind of, you as a photographer, paparazzi, you make money to selling this photo to all of these like tabloids or, news, deals. And you as the, celebrity, you can also make money because you're just wearing something. So it kind of goes hand in hand, and it's crazy. There's a line there that kind of gets confused sometimes, but it's definitely wild.
I mean, if I'm a paparazzi, I'm going to think to myself like, hey, Ariana Grande likes my photo. man, she's gonna put it out on Instagram and people are gonna see it. I can still sell that picture, say because it's still mine, it's still my picture. I can still sell that to magazines and also get publicity.
I feel like I think he just jumped the gun because he wanted, everybody's just trying to get paid.
Oh yeah, I think he saw an opportunity.
Yeah, he saw an opportunity. I'm gonna see if I can try to make some money.
I would be
Originally, what the smart thing probably would have been to reach out to Ariana Grande, like, hey, I took this picture of you. Can you tag me? Or do something so that way it shows that I took the picture, and then that's how you make your money because people are gonna be like, "Hey, this guy took a picture of Ariana Grande."
You can do that, but it's not. It's. I mean, it's like me messaging her, "Hey, I took this picture of you."
Yeah.
How would you feel if you actually made that connection?
Well, it's just a picture that maybe 10, 20 other people might have already got. It's just, it's that's possible, but it's in the real world. It's definitely not likely that she'll be like, "Oh yeah, let me buy it off of you," or
not even buy it, just tag me.
Yeah, but like I said, it's
he's saying like to be able to even reach Ariana Grande.
It's not even
to have that discussion, but it is crazy. Like I thought it was an interesting topic because,
So I don't know if you kind of saw, just in general, like celebrities posting pictures on Instagram, kind of right after that had happened. I saw someone post on Instagram, I forgot what celebrity it was. It was a picture of her, right? But it was tagged. It wasn't the photographer, but it was just a company as far as like, Getty Images, stuff like that. It had that watermark on it. So, it's kind of making people more aware, I guess. It's got brought to light and they're kind of, watching out for that now.
So, are you going to try to be Ariana Grande's paparazzi picture taker?
No, I'm fine.
How much money do you think those?
Or wait, or Selena Gomez?
I don't know how much money. It's like it depends on who wants to buy it, I guess, as far as the news outlet.
You think it's like I would assume it's not very consistent at all. Like,
no,
you'd probably
as a life as a paparazzi, negativity sells. So if you catch them doing something, you're the first person to kind of get that out there. You're gonna get paid. But if it's just like a random, walk through the city, it is very interesting.
I was watching this interview with David Spade, right? And he was talking about one of his paparazzi experiences, right? Encounters, yeah. And he was saying that he was in a hotel room, like a penthouse, and I guess he was seeing some girl, right? But anyways, they're at the swimming pool, right? And he goes, "Man, this person must have been like on a rooftop somewhere taking pictures of me, right?" And they probably snapped hundreds and hundreds of photos, right? And have you seen this photo? And it comes up and it's like David Spain with his like dad gut out. And it's like, because this is the worst picture of me. He goes, you took hundreds of pictures and you probably picked literally the worst looking one to sell to these tabloids. And now it's like David Spade and his dad bod.
I'm telling you, negativity sells.
Negativity does sell. I mean, if you see, your wonderful Kylie in like her hair's messed up. And the paparazzi catches that, she gets so much flack for it because, she was actually apparently perfection.
She was actually caught, going to the grocery store or whatever it was, wearing a hoodie, no makeup, and it blew up for no reason. It's just crazy. What had probably just happened a couple weeks ago, as far as that photographer contacting like an Instagram model. Like if you wanted to take pictures, and she was like, "Oh, he's an actual reputable, photographer, paparazzi, whatever." And she said, "Yeah, I would love to, but his one, what would it be called? His
one request, basically."
Yeah, his request is you have to be completely nude.
I heard about that.
Mm-hmm. And she said, "Well, no." And he's like, well, "What do you?"
So it was like gonna be free.
Right.
He was like free of charge,
right.
And once she said no, he was like, "Okay, we can do it, but it's gonna be X amount of thousands of dollars." And she's like, "That's stupid." She's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." And so then he like basically just wrote a bunch of vulgar stuff to her, and she even told him like, "I'm gonna like tell somebody." And I guess he thought she was a nobody, so she was like, "Okay, tell somebody." So she posted screenshots of that, and it blew up. Like people like Kim Kardashian shared it.
Yeah.
Like huge celebrities found this story and shared it, and the dude like deleted his Instagram and. Yeah.
Wasn't that somebody's photographer? It was like wasn't it Kim Kardashian?
I think it was actually Kim Kardashian's,
yeah,
like one of her photographers, huh?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of girls that came out. I think actually Ariana Grande might have came out too and said, "Yeah, the dude's a creep." Like, so it's So social media, as much as we talked about it being a negative thing, it could also be a positive thing. Getting
it's a double-sided sword situation.
Like it's just like how you use it. That's the thing, how you use it. Let me ask you a question. Whenever we become like big time celebrities, because we, eventually are. Yeah. But like, I know, the guy that directed all those movies, like Funny People. That's this director named Judd Apatow. I'm trying to think what movies he's been doing, like movies that like comedy movies. Anyway, him and his wife, my bad. Him and his wife, every time they see the paparazzi, they like rush the paparazzi, like, oh. So every time they notice one. Would y'all do something like that? If you ever saw a paparazzi, what would you do? Like,
I feel like if you did something like that, it would either way. I think you just eventually get like you're gonna have those days where you're just like, annoyed. You know what I mean? Like even I have those days where I'm like, man, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay here and not see another human being. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you can make as much of a joke about it as you want, but you're gonna have those days where you just don't want to like see anybody. Then you have all these like cameras in your face. I don't think you'd ever get used to that. I think as celebrities, like you would never, ever get used to that.
Well, I don't think it's not that they don't get used to it. I just think they found a coping mechanism for it. Because you see them leaving a hospital because they're sick, and hey, and they're just like,
headphones in, sunglasses.
Yeah, like straight, zoned out. Like I'm not today, Satan. So they're just like, go to their car, close the door. You know, hey, move because I don't want to get lawsuit for running you over, and then just go about their business. Like they've been in the eye and I keep calling it the eye, but they've been in it so long that their mechanism is like, I'm done.
I guess going off of that, we talked about this the other day. Would you rather be famous for like something you do? Like it's either being very famous and having money, or having a lot of money for doing your art and not being as far as like known. Like me, let's say for instance, we brought up the fact of like music producers that produce music. They're pretty wealthy, but if you saw them down the street, you wouldn't know. Hey, that's so and so, whatever.
He did so and so's album on his last
track. Right. So we were kind of talking about that. Would you want the fame and the money, or are you okay knowing nobody's going to recognize you if you walk out this door, but knowing, who you are and that you're wealthy? Yeah.
I think in the long run, I would rather just have the money and not know the fame. But I think like I would love, that taste of that life. Right? Like I feel like I would love the taste of the life of being able to walk out and everyone, like all these kids run up to you and they're like, I want you to do it. Like I would love the taste of that life. But I do feel like after a while, that taste is like, you're just like, man, the people who like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, every time you see him in public, like, he's always so happy and he stops. And I've never seen him in public, but every time you see videos of him in public, he's always like happy. He stops, signs autographs, he's taking selfies. And I think to myself, man, like, do you get to that point where you just like you love it all the time, or like do you eventually just kind of just like?
I guess it just depends on what you're known for,
because he made his start being a wrestler. So you have stadiums yelling your name. Then he went into movies. So you have the whole world watching your movies. At that point, you're the type of person that wants that because you're putting yourself in situations where they're yelling at your name.
I don't think you necessarily want it, but you expect it.
Well, it's not even you expect it, because that's the whole point. You want them to chant your name. You want to be known, because at the end of the day, that your mentality could be, I'm about to get paid.
Yeah. As long as you stay relevant.
Yeah, as long as you stay relevant.
And that's what's so crazy about Hollywood. I think that's why we see like Will Smith and actors that were huge 10 years ago that are kind of falling off. And I think it's because you just don't stay relevant. And I think maybe they're like what I said, like you kind of get tired of that. So you're like, okay, I want to take a step back, focus on this. But I think once you kind of get out of that limelight, you lose those opportunities. Now you do see The Rock in everything, and you see Kevin Hart in everything, and.
Well, it's like when they interviewed Adam Sandler not too long ago. They're like, hey, you haven't really made a big banger in X amount. It's like, what happened? It's like, well, I needed a break. Like, I want to hang out with my family. I want to do this. And like you said, it eventually, yes, I love the fact I'm making money from making people laugh and being in the limelight, but then at the same time, you have to start prioritizing what's important to you.
Yeah, like Keanu Reeves, dude came out of nowhere this year.
Yeah,
he was hiding. And then he's coming out with 3 movies that are like big right now.
Yeah, came out at nowhere. Yeah. Wouldn't it be so cool to be like Adam Sandler though? Like you've done so many movies, you've done so many blockbusters, and at this point he's just like, I'm just gonna make movies with my friends and just like have a blast. Like I think that's so cool. In that interview with David Spade, they asked him about Tommy Boy, right? You know, if no one's seen Tommy Boy, Chris Farley,
I love that.
one of the
Love
funniest
it.
movies of all
One of
time.
my favorite movies.
They ask him where that derived from, right? And he was like, what's crazy to me, he's like, you know, me and Chris Farley we're making movies and everything was going good, and then, you know, we worked so much together, we had a bunch of inside jokes. And he said, why don't we just make a movie just for us, really, about all our inside jokes? He goes, for example, he goes, in The Office and Saturday Night Live, Chris Farley would consistently go in his office, put on his coat, David Spade's coat, and be like, fat man and a little, you know? And he goes, he would do that like weekly, and one time it bursted. So he goes, that's what we did. We just created a movie with our inside jokes, and we thought to ourselves, everyone is going to hate this movie because no one is going to get any of these jokes. And it's one of like the biggest movies, like it's like a classic, right? Yeah. And like that would be so cool to get to that point where you're just like, man, let's just do something for us and just have fun. And I don't know, I think that'd be cool.
It'd definitely be cool because you take the edge of, man, is this gonna make it? Is it not gonna make it? No, it made it. I made it for me.
Yeah.
I made it for my family. I made it for this. I made it for that. And as long as they're satisfied or you're satisfied with it, then whether it made millions or not, oh well. Oh, it made millions. Outstanding. That means that means my great grandkids have money now. I don't think that I would. I like you said. I think I'd want that taste, but then eventually it'd be like, you know what, guys, just leave me alone. I don't want it. No, go away.
Okay, so then going to the question, you had one choice. You have one choice, one opportunity. You either never get that taste.
Calm down, Eminem.
You never get that taste, or you can have all the money.
I never get the taste. Because I know eventually I'm going to get over it. I'm going to be like, oh, this is so cool. But now I can't even go into the bathroom and without somebody wanting to autograph or something like that. Or hey, I'm going to go to my, you know, nephew's soccer game. But then, like, I feel like that type of situation takes away from why I'm there. And then, you know, I feel like that's how you get family resentment and stuff like that. Like, if I'm there to witness my nephew at a championship game, blah, 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 and nobody's cheering because I'm walking up to the game and I'm taking the limelight, then maybe that might send some kind of resentment towards him. Like, this is supposed to be my day. Like, what's going on? Or, you know, or even one of the boys, like, if I'm supposed to go to one of their games or one of their, like, a concert or something that they're in, like, it feels like your light diminishes theirs. And that's how you get some type of resentment with your family and stuff like that. Instead, make money, make memories, go on and so forth.
I don't know. I bring the producers into it because I think that's just, I would want to be that. I mean, you're, as far as like, you're making money, right? Mm-hmm. And you get to work with all these artists that, you know, are very famous. But within that community, you are known, you're respected. Mm-hmm. But I can literally walk outside and go to the grocery store and maybe one out of the 200 people that are here may even recognize me. Well, or might even be like, is that looks like so-and-so. That can't be so-and-so.
Unless you're going to be like DJ Khaled and, you know, Snapchat everything and be in everybody's video, even though...
I mean, he oh my gosh, he's in every music video. DJ Khaled.
Okay, but then let's switch the script then, because that's still taking best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Now you're famous. I mean, now you make money off of something that's not as cool, right?
Okay.
You invented the squatty potty. Okay. Right, and now you made millions, but then no one know your name. No one knows who you are other than a couple people on Wall Street. Do you still take that life?
I feel like I would.
Mm-hmm. If you saw someone using a squatty potty, so like, hey, I invented that. They're gonna be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
you're like, whatever, dude, whatever.
First and then you crush them with your wallet.
Who the hell would you see use a squatty potty?
Devin, what are you doing?
You go
hey
up to
man,
like,
what if it's like a travel one? You just take it to the restroom.
I don't think there's
travel squatty potty. Huh?
Hey, I just invented something.
Hey,
who's ever listening to this?
I feel like I don't think he's watching anybody use a squatty potty just to defend Devin, but he could have been like at a store that sells a squatty potty, be like, hey, I invented that.
Thank
that
you,
guy's gonna be like,
nah, he literally said as someone is using this.
Nah, Pollo, thank you. We're gonna go Pollo, thank you.
Like to the point that he looks under the sun, be like, hey, can I use that when you got
So as always,
stay fresh,
stay hungry,
stay driven,
and stay humble.